Let's try some harder derivatives. Sine x squared minus 1. So I want the derivative of this. Well, it's a chain rule. Derivative of the outside times the derivative of the inside. Now this time, because it's more complex, I'm going to write them in two pieces, in the normal order. So derivative of sine is cos of the thing inside, times by derivative of the inside, which is 2x. And that's a perfectly good answer. But I would tend to write 2x first. Either is correct, but this is what we tend to write mostly. Let's try another one. What's the derivative of sine cubed of x? Well, here my outer function is actually the cube and my inner function is sine x. So, the derivative of the outside, this was something cubed, it's 3 sine squared x. And then I have to multiply by the derivative of the inside, which is sine x. Sorry, the derivative, which is the derivative of sine x, which is cos x. Now here you might prefer to put those brackets in so it's clearer. Some of you may have found that a little bit tricky. Let me write this differently and see if it helps. This is the derivative of sine x cubed. That is 3 sine x squared multiplied by the derivative of the inside, and the derivative of sine is cos. See, that's equivalent to that. I'm actually very comfortable going from here to here. If you are, that's fine. But if you're not comfortable with this, write it out in brackets first, then apply your chain rule. I've got one more chain rule for you. Let's work out the derivative of the square root of cos 3x plus 2. Now this one's tricky because there's actually three functions here. A square root, a trig, and something inside the brackets. So let's do it carefully. It may help you. I actually recommend you do this a lot of the time. The square root you should rewrite as a power. It's cos 3x plus 2 to the power of a half. Whoops, sorry, it's the derivative of, didn't quite get that right. Come on. Right. It's the derivative of cos 3x plus 2 all to the power of a half. Okay, the outer function is a power of a half. So the derivative of the outside is a half cos 3x plus 2 to the negative a half, multiplied by the function inside. Well, the derivative of the function inside, it's a cos, and the derivative of cos is negative sine. Its inside doesn't change yet, 3x plus 2. But then I must multiply, again, by the derivative of its inside. And the derivative of what's in here is 3. And all I have to do now is simplify all that. Get the numbers together. Negative 3 on 2. Am I going to write it like this, or I actually think I might write it in one long fraction. On top of the fraction, I have sine 3x plus 2. On the bottom of the fraction, I have a square root of cos 3x plus 2. Got a bit messy there, like so. That was a hard one. That was a complex differentiation of trig.